Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. With the greatest of pleasure, Cassandra would like to introduce you to Ndiano Udo. And before we go any further, I need to issue you with one of those warnings. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're eating or drinking, I strongly suggest that you swallow now before I show you this photo from his Facebook page. This, apparently, is Ndiano Udo. I don't usually show people's faces in the larger photos to protect the innocent, or maybe in this case, the guilty. But, well, I just had to show you this one. Hello, he said. Good evening, replied Cassandra. How are you? I'm very well, thanks. That's good to hear. Where are you chatting from? I live near Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. Where are you? Good, he said. What about your family? Where are you? She asked. I'm from Charlton, UK. How is your kids? Charlton is in East London. Google Maps tells me it's approximately 127 kilometres south of Bury St Edmunds, where Cassandra claims to live. I don't have any. How are yours? I have one. Are you not married? No, I'm not. Are you? Divorced, he said. How old are you? You mean you're silent? I'm 63. Yeah, he said. Oh, don't you speak at all? Why don't you got married? He asked. Why should I? How old are you? I'm 45. A youngster. Yeah! Do you speak at all, or are you an elective mute? Because woman must got married to man, so that they will become one blood. How terribly old-fashioned. I thought you were 45, not 145. I'm 45, he said. Do you speak at all, or are you an elective mute? I speak. Why asking? Sandra copied the bit where she'd asked, You mean you're silent? And he'd said, yeah. You told me you've been devoiced. I thought you'd lost the ability to speak. I just used it, because I don't want people to disturb me, he said. No. Yes, she said, copying the bit where he'd said, devoiced. How old are you? I'm 45, he answered. You keep saying that. You definitely told me you've been devoiced, so I assumed you'd lost the ability to speak. My woman lied to me. That's why we separated, he said. What does that have to do with you losing your voice? I don't lose my voice. I speak very well, he said. Then why did you say you've been devoiced and are silent? You really aren't making sense, you know. That was wrong typing, he said. Sorry for that. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't check my typing well. Clearly not, she replied. Thanks. Have you taken your dinner? No, have you? I wonder if I can guess your next question, she said, thinking, of course, that he was about to ask her favourite colour. No, he said. You may think. I'll let you know if I'm right. OK, you need to prepare your dinner. No, I don't. The housekeeper does that. That's nice. In which I'm there with you to prepare you a nice dinner. Whatever that means, replied Cassandra. You're welcome. Can you tell me a story about your family? Are you busy? A story? What kind of story? Any kind of story, he said. And so Cassandra told him that story that I think you've seen in a previous video. Oh, OK, I can tell you how we came to own the family estate near Bury St Edmunds. The estate was bought by my great-grandfather, Benedictus von Helston-Mangolinia-Eisenstein. He was the Crown Prince of Out Mangolinia before the uprising in 1872. He married a lady called Matilda after his first wife and son died in the uprising. He managed to escape with the family jewels and heirlooms. Matilda came to the estate as his housekeeper, but they married and had one son, Henry von Helston-Mangolinia-Eisenstein. My grandfather. He ran away to sea as a teenager and always claimed he had a child in every port, but we never met any of them, if they ever existed. Henry came back to the estate when he was in his 30s, shortly before Benedictus was killed in a riding accident. Henry married Lady Lily of Bury, and they had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. The boy, Charles Henry, was my father. Hannah and Charlotte both died of consumption in their 20s. My father was born in 1930. He met my mother at Cambridge University shortly after the war ended. I was their only child. My mother's name was Flora Higgins Danbury. They decided to use her surnames instead of my father's because it was easier to pronounce and spell. Now tell me a story about your family. To which our man replied, That's good. and launched into his own story. Let me tell you a little story about my family. I was born into the family of Franklin. My father was the only son of his parents. I lost my father when I was 13. I grew up with my grandma. Don't know what happened to his mother. My father was a military man. I lost him when he was transferred to West Africa in a plane crash. I couldn't find the corpse of my father, even till now, but the government pay a visit to me, and they pay my bills. How kind of them. I went to the University of Oxford's. What did you study there? My parents was very kind to me. I lacked nothing when I was with them. After my study, I went to the West London military zone. I stay there, and I work as a gym. I train the military men and women. I make a love with a call, Victoria. I took her to my home. We stay together, and she got pregnant for me. She gave birth to a baby girl, which I name her Diana. We separated 2 years ago, when she took my money and gave to another man. I asked her, but she lied to me, not knowing that I keep someone to monitor her for me. That's how I lose my woman, and I don't have any woman again till now, because I'm scared of women. Thanks for your time with me. What did you study at Oxford? I presume it wasn't English literature, replied Cassandra. Yes, he said. What was it? I study engineer. What kind of engineer? Construction engineer. Fancy Oxford University offering that. Who knew? Which college did you attend? St Aidan's, St Cuthbert's, St Bede's, Neville Cross, which ought to be Neville's Cross, and I'm not going to tell you where those are. We'll see. Who's the first person in the comments to know where they are? Neville Cross, he said. May goodness, she replied. What's that? He said. It's 2 words, an expression of surprise. My best friend studied there. Wow, said our man. You're welcome, my dear. Is the lake still there in the grounds? Yes, he said. I seem to recall my friend telling me that someone's trunk finished up in the lake. That was in the days when one sent one's belongings in a trunk by rail. Wow! Who was the college principal while you were there? There was a long pause while our man consulted Google. He came up with Michael Murphy, who, as far as I can tell, won a Victoria Cross at some stage. Michael Murphy, he said. I don't think I know him, she replied. OK, what's the time now over there? Remember, Cassandra lives in Suffolk, and he lives in London. Over where? Your side. May side of what? Time, he said. May side of time, what does that mean? I mean, what time you're going to take your dinner? In 10 minutes, what time are you going to take yours? I'm not feeling fine, and I'm not hungry, he said. Oh dear, that's sad. I've taken some medicine. I'm sure that will help. I think I'm going to be fine soon, he said. Yes, is your housekeeper staying with you? She has a flat on the top floor of the house. OK, that's good. You have to eat now. I do, yes. So we can chat later. Yes, goodbye for now. Are you going to text me when you're free? I'll be here waiting for you. Enjoy your dinner. I will wait till the day I can forget you, or the day you realise you cannot forget me. The word hello means H equals how are you? E equals everything all right. L equals love to hear from you. L equals love to see you soon. O equals obviously I miss you. I was on a ship thinking of you. When I looked down, I dropped a tear in the ocean. Then I promised myself that until someone finds it, I won't forget you. Hello, are you through? I'm just having a coffee. How are you feeling now? I'm feeling a little better now. That's good. Thanks. Thanks for your concern. Enjoy your coffee. When you're through with your coffee, you can text me. I'm busy. Hello, Cassandra. Hello. Why are you not chatting with me again? Is there anything the matter? Good morning, she said. I do hope you aren't one of those impatient men that thinks I should be on my device 24/7, hanging on their every word. I have an estate to run. I'm very sorry for that, dear, he said. Morning. How was your night? I hope you have a nice dream. Good evening. I've been outside all day mowing a couple of fields. That's good for your health, he said. I hope all is going well today. When you're free, you let me know. Just ring me up. I'm just about to have dinner, to save you asking. Sausages with mashed potatoes, peas and carrots. Wow! That's nice. Enjoy your dinner. Hello. I'm sorry, my cousin phoned after dinner last night. I've just come inside for a sandwich and something to drink. OK, How are you doing? I'm having a busy day. Both the farm manager and the stable hand are away this weekend, so I have to feed all the livestock. I've just been grooming one of the ponies who managed to find a rather large patch of mud to roll in. What have you been doing today? I went to the stadium to watch football match. I'm now back home. And remember that, he's been out for the day. Who was playing? Fulham FC, he said. Is that your home team? No, I'm Chelsea FC. I'm not interested in football. They're all London teams. I don't know the difference. Wow! I'll let you have a team to support. No, thanks. Why? What do you like to watch? Movies? I rarely have time to watch movies. OK, followed by, have you eaten? I don't eat, I'm breatharian. Have you eaten? Yeah, I eat pizza and soft drink. A very strange choice for a fitness instructor. That's what I like to take, he said. Assume you don't give dietary advice to the people you train. No, you need to have a rest now. Do I? Why? I think you overwork today. You know, that's scammer obsession. Can't have people working hard. Oh, are you one of those lazy men that thinks hard work is a disease? No, I'm hard-working man, said our lazy scammer. I'm pleased to hear it. That's good of you. I think both of us can stay together. I don't know what you mean. You're welcome to come visit if you want to. Thank you, dear. I can collect you from the station. Really? Yes, really. I'm so glad to hear this from you. You could just come for lunch one day. OK, what if I decide to stay there with you? Oh, you didn't think it would be polite to wait for an invitation. I don't run a B&B. We've never even met. I think you should come for lunch first. I think if we conclude everything here... Conclude what? Just come for the day. I presume you don't work on Saturdays. Yes, I think I should come and spend a week with you. You haven't been invited for a week. You've been invited for lunch. Why do you want to come for a week? OK, all you said is accepted, said our man. Come next Saturday. You send me your address, he said. I'll pick you up at the station. OK, how will you feel when you see me for the first time? I have no idea. If you look like that photo on your Facebook page, I would think I'd be rather surprised. Good, he said. I think there's a train from Liverpool Street that arrives around midday. I think so, he said. Maybe I'll send you leave form for you to fill and sign. You're coming for lunch on your day off. Why do you need to sign a form? We can't go out from the military zone without filling a form, said the man who'd previously told her he'd been out to a football match, so that they will know where we're heading to and when coming back. Don't be ridiculous. The army in London doesn't stop you leaving barracks on your days off. Just email your head of whatever it is and tell them you'll be out for the day. Yes, madam. I'll do as you instructed me. Thank you. I don't know how to express my feeling for you, baby. Or to translate that in scammer speak. Oh dear, I've just failed at the first attempt to get money from you. I think you should wait until we've met. Yes, you're right. I want us to build a strong relationship. As I said, I need to meet you. If we find we get on, then you're welcome to come and stay sometime in the future. How are you going to take me? As your boyfriend or husband? He asked. Do you not read what I'm saying, man? I've clearly told you that we need to meet. That's why I've invited you to come to lunch next Saturday. OK, my love. Just tell me which train you intend to catch. OK, you need to tell me your location. I haven't moved. I don't travel by train before. This is going to be my first time, so you have to tell me everything and how I'm going to pay for the payment. Don't be ridiculous. How did you get to the football match? How long have you lived in London? I used taxi. How long have you lived in London? You're a mature man, not a kid. I'm sure you can work out how to get on a train. 3 years now. Then I simply don't believe that you've never used a train. And as I said, you're a mature man, training army personnel, not a kid. I'm sure you can work out how to get a train. I haven't used it. Just believe me, baby, said our panicking scammer. Everyone uses a train for the first time. You're a mature man, not a baby. You train army personnel. OK, baby. Grow a pair and act like a proper man. Thanks, he said. I really don't need a wimp who needs mummy to cut up his food and hold his hand. I'll do as you said, baby. You can probably get the tube from where you are. OK, I've heard you, my love. Where did you live before you were in London? Before we go on to the next bit of his story, let's just scroll back and see what he said at the beginning. He lost his father when he was 13, and he grew up with his grandma. His father was killed in a plane crash on the way to West Africa. He went to Oxford University, and after his study, he went to work in London, training military men and women, and I'm fairly sure that he said he was 45. So Cassandra's just asked him, where did you live before you were in London? I was at West Africa, where my father was, before I decided to come back to London. Where in West Africa? Why were you there? Cameron, he said. My father was a military man. He posted there for Special Dirty. And you lived with him in Cameroon. I call the country next to Nigeria Cameroon, because that's what we call it in the UK. But I'm sure it's very possible that if you're French-speaking, or you live in West Africa, you may well call the country Cameroon. Cassandra's just asked him, and you lived with him in Cameroon? Yeah! What about your mother? My mother was there with us before she separated with my father. So you left Cameroon 3 years ago? Yes. Had you been to England before? Yes, that was when I went there for study. How long did your studies take? I spent 4 years before going back to Cameroon. OK, why did you stay so long in Cameroon? Good, because all my belongings are there. Where is your mother? She got married to another man over there. OK, said Cassandra, because at this point I was thinking, well, maybe we've got lucky. Maybe we've actually got a scammer in Cameroon instead of Nigeria for a change. So Cassandra did what I very rarely do. She sent him one of those dodgy tracking links and said, I've just been looking at Cameroon on Wikipedia. Is this the right place I'm looking at? Our man fell for the trick and replied yes. Do you want to guess where he was? Yes, you've got it. Lagos in Nigeria. And you seriously expect me to believe that you spent 4 years at Oxford and never once got on a train? I find that very hard to believe. Is your father still in Cameroon? Baby, when I was at school, I don't make friends with people because I was scared of my father. I don't see how that is an answer to my question. A, you were an adult when you were at Oxford. B, that doesn't tell me if your father is still in Cameroon. Baby, when I was at school, I don't used to travel to long distance. Please read what I've said. Is your father still in Cameroon? My father is dead. That was the reason I came back to London. He died 3 years ago. Yes, said the man who previously had said his father died when he was 13. When you were 13. If you had 13 plus 3, you don't get 45. Not 13, he said. Are you sure? replied Cassandra. Yes. Who told me this, then? I lost my father when I was 13. I grew up with my grandmother. And you're quite sure you mean Cameroon, and not somewhere a little further west in Africa? I mean Cameroon. You're quite sure? Certain you don't mean the next country to the west? Maybe, but what I know is that we stay in Cameroon. Yes, maybe. Now, tell me who typed this, please, she said, pasting it again. He sent her this map of a place called Cameroon in Missouri in the United States. That isn't in West Africa, is it? Said Cassandra. You do know the difference between North America and West Africa. You still haven't answered my question. Who typed this? Yes, Western Africa, he said. So why did you send me that silly map, and who typed this? He sent a photograph of the phone screen. I don't know why, because when you zoomed in, you couldn't see anything relevant. I have no idea why you sent me a photograph of a phone. Who typed this? She said, repasting again the bit where he'd said, I lost my father when I was 13. I grew up with my grandma. It's normally double type, and I didn't check the text well before send. Who typed this? She asked again. I was the one who typed it. Awesome, replied Cassandra. Now tell me why you sent me that silly map. You know, this one, she said, pasting the map. That's where we stay, at Cameroon. Are you able to read? Yes, I do, because you told me you were in Cameroon in West Africa. Please read what it says on that map. I'll help you out. And she pasted the bit at the bottom where it said Cameroon, Missouri, US, 64429. And now you can tell me where you really are right now, as in really, truly, honestly, cross my heart and hope to die, or clue, I know the answer. I swear to God I'm at London, baby. I'll assume you aren't a Christian then. I'm a Christian, he said. Obviously you aren't. The Bible doesn't tell you to lie. Cameroon is an Africa country, he said. Yes, I know where Cameroon is. I can also read what it says on that stupid map you sent me. In reply to her saying the Bible doesn't tell you to lie, he said yes, and like you. I don't lie to you, baby, and I also know that you aren't in London or in Cameroon, and I know that you do lie, so I know you're not a proper Christian. I don't lie to you, dear. Has your dim brain even managed to work out where the place in that map really is? How can I lie to you? Easily, apparently, since we both know that you're lying. I'll repeat, has your dim brain managed to work out where the place in that map is? What is the location I sent you talk about? He asked. I did give you a clue by simply copying what it says on the map. But here it is again, she said, copying even more from the bottom of the map, where it said Cameron, Missouri, Cameron, MOUS 64429. I've had enough of you now. We both know you aren't in London. We both know you aren't in Cameroon. We both know you've never been anywhere near Oxford at university. You're far too stupid for that. We both know you're lying. And we both know you're an idiot. So goodbye. No, don't say this. I can prove to you, baby. That sounds fun, because I know where you are. Just checked on your phone where Cameron located, he said. What does that have to do with anything? Have you worked out where that map you sent me is? Lots of question marks. You'll find out, Cameron, Missouri, he said. Awesome. And where is that? She said. Here's a clue. Pasting the bit from the bottom again. Read it slowly and carefully. Very slowly and very, very carefully. Cameron, Missouri is at USA, he said. Congratulations. So you obviously don't know the difference between West Africa and North America, which is odd for someone who is in West Africa right now, although not in Cameroon. And in reply to her saying you obviously don't know the difference between West Africa and North America, our man said, no. I suggest you go back to school and learn some simple geography, or just look on Google Maps. When I want to type the location, I missed type. No, you didn't. You're too stupid for that, replied Cassandra. We both know where you are. We both know you aren't in North America. We both know you've never been to London or Oxford. We both know you aren't in Cameroon. And I've had enough of your thick, stupid, childish, idiotic lies. You're ghosted. Feel free to talk to yourself. I'm very sorry, babe. It's not what you're thinking. Hello. But Cassandra had stopped talking to him, and our man disappeared. I hope you enjoyed this story of a scammer who really had no idea what he was talking about. Not that that's unusual. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.